fans stepped up in a big way, and now our fans need to step up and help us as well, and go to Pensacola and help us, because the Southern Miss fans will be in Pensacola also. Good game in the first half. We were up 10, had a chance to go up. We had a couple of no calls that I felt hurt us, and then we let them cut the lead to 5 at the half. In the second half, we score, go up 7, and then we struggled in the middle of the second half. We couldn't guard, we couldn't score, and we got behind and weren't able to pull it out. I thought that Southern Miss played their best game of the year, and it was our worst shooting game of the season. So you can't go 2 for 15 in a game of that magnitude and win. We shot great free throws. We took better care of the ball. We rebounded the ball, but we didn't shoot the ball well enough, especially from 3. And if you look at the second half, we're up 5. They shoot 5 of 8 the second half, and we shoot 0 for 10. So there's your ball game right there. There's 15 points that were left on the court. Disappointing. Guys were frustrated. We went back to the hotel and got up next morning and watched video like we always do, had breakfast, and took off for Troy. Took a while to get there. We had a 6 o'clock practice. Couldn't get into some of our rooms when we got there at 5 o'clock. I mean, it's frustrating from that standpoint, too, with travel. But we had a good practice. We came out the next day playing a team that we'd beaten 17 and 19 times, and been very fortunate because of that. But they got us on Saturday, and same thing. We were up in the first half. We're up 5 at the half. Second half, our defense failed us again, and then our shooting failed us also. And it was our third worst shooting game of the year. So we had 1 and 3. The other one was Old Dominion. So all those resulted in losses. So we've got to shoot the ball better. We got to execute better. We put ourselves behind the 8 ball now. Quite a challenge in front of us, but we can be tied for first after this weekend. So people should realize after what happened last year that until you're mathematically eliminated, you're always in the race. And our guys will have a great week of practice, and we look forward to playing a good Monroe team at home on Thursday in state rivalry. They've had some great wins. They won at Marshall, among others. So we know we'll have a great game on our hands on Thursday evening.
Coach, in terms of the Troy game, did you feel like the after effects from the Southern Miss game is kind of lingered into that game and it let you get beat twice? Do you feel like that kind of happened?
No, I don't know. I don't think that at all. I mean, we talked about a hangover from the start, and that can happen, but that was not the case. I thought physically we were worn down. I thought we were a step behind. We were stuck in the mud, seemed like in the second half against Troy, which hurt us. But no, we were ready to play. We just got to defend better. And Troy's in 5th place, guys. They're pretty good. They've got a good squad, and they're going to be a tough out in the tournament.
What did you notice the biggest difference between the last 2 games and then the previous 10 that you have seen with the team?
Well, we shot the ball much better in the other games. I'll refer back to one game where we gave up 56%, I think, which was second all year that we've given up to Georgia Southern at home. And we made a miraculous comeback and won that game. So when we've not defended in a half, it's gotten us. But we did dodge a bullet during the win streak. But 10 in a row is quite an accomplishment. We would like to extend it longer. It's the 3rd time we've done it. But it's tough. College basketball is tough. If you look at the scores yesterday, Purdue loses. Houston's lost twice at home. I mean, it's crazy. So we're looking forward to rebounding and coming back on Thursday.
In these 2 rematches, did they do things differently defensively, or Troy and Southern Miss from the first game? Like, what were there adjustments that were made that play into some of that?
No, not necessarily. They both played similar defenses to what they did the first time. We did a good job on Hasse in the first half. He had no points. In the second half, he gets 17. And we felt like during the stretch where it started to go south in the middle of the second half, we gave up a couple of three-point buckets on illegal screens that weren't called. So, I mean, how do you combat that? I can't do anything about that but talk to the supervisor. I did that Friday morning.
I know you're active in the national organization. Do they have any numbers on teams played in the back half of conference road trips? And I didn't know if you just might know that right off the bat, of what the percentages were of teams that, trying to play that second game of a two-game trip.
Yeah, it's difficult for sure, Dan. I don't know the exact numbers, but that would be a good survey to look at. And the Thursday, Saturday is a common play date for a lot of conferences in the country. Now, a lot of teams will play Wednesday, Saturday, and they'll only play one game a week on the road. But that second one on the road can be an issue, and we're going to deal with that a little bit going to James Madison on Friday.
How important is it coming up on Thursday to just get back on track, to get guys back confident, to play well, and of course get that W to get yourselves back on track?
It's always important to come out and play well, and that was the message to the guys. We didn't play the way we needed to, and we'd had a lot of success. We tried to keep the guys grounded, try to make sure they understand why we had the success. But it's important to get back on the court and play well, and we look forward to doing that Thursday night.
Do you think it's going to take 3 wins to finish in that top 4, or it's still too complicated?
It's still too early. I mean, I'd said before the season started 14-4 would win the league. I still think it will. May tie. But we're just taking it one game at a time, Kevin. We're not looking at the 10-game win streak. We're not looking at the 2-game losing streak. We're looking at the 4 games we have left and just take them one at a time. And then we'll focus on the tournament.
Do you feel like your quality of shots was there the same or similar? You just didn't knock them down, or were y'all not getting as good shots as y'all had to?
Weren't getting as good a shots for one. It's a good question. And if you notice, Jordan was limited. They zoned and did a good job on him. We didn't get him the ball good enough. That's on me. And certainly we'll attack Troy differently the next time if we play in the tournament. But just didn't get the ball inside enough and make shots. Jordan had a great first half at Southern Miss. And in the second half, our whole team struggled. And one of the reasons for our poor percentages at the end of both games, we're shooting desperation threes. And, so there's 4 or 5 shots that really don't have a great chance to go in.